Good morning, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the light and love that is Unity of Lawrence on Zoom. So happy and grateful to see you all here this morning on this beautiful first Sunday in May. As you know, in Unity, we begin everything with prayer. So let's join our prayer chaplain, Sharon, as we will begin our service by opening to that divine presence that we know is in each one of us.
Good morning. As we recognize our connection to divinity, that we have divine love and power within and around us, all of us, then we know that we can create community even when we are far apart. We don't have to be in the same place to bless one another and to be willing to be inspired and to experience love and gratitude and spiritual growth in whatever way we need this morning. By music and talk, it's all going to be just as it needs to be, a blessing. And we are a blessing to one another. And so it is. Amen.
Please join Kelly in singing Stand by Karen Drucker.
Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. So let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Oh, let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. So let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now.
Thank you, Kelly. Now it's time for us to affirm our Unity intentions. Please affirm with me our Unity's founding principle. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God, the source of all good. And now our Unity of Lawrence vision. United in divine love and joy, we celebrate a peaceful and abundant world for all. And finally, our UOL mission. We are a thriving spiritual community, sharing love, building bridges, and inspiring transformation. Yay, I'm so excited for today's speaker. Holly is a multifaceted artist who shines the light of hope through her artistic and healing endeavors. In addition to her role as music director here at Unity of Lawrence, she is a board-certified music therapist, a creative writer, and a contributing singer-songwriter and multi-instrumentalist for Folk in the Flow and Star Sister Revival. If you want to learn more, her website is www.hollytaylor432.com. Please welcome Holly.
Good morning. I'm excited and grateful to be here and bringing you the music and the message today. This first song is a guidepost along the path that we're going to take today. I call it The Guardian. Can we be comfortable in chaos, even just for a little while? Can we stand the test of silence when our soul is on the line? And how long can we stand here still, fate in suspended time, until these empty pages turn? How can we justify the distance of another author's word? It's all they know of our existence. There's a longing to be heard. Where will the borderline be drawn to define who stands as one? Remember, the darkness lends to dawn and the new day of the guardian. The guardian. I stand and stare into the clearing. Darkness is plain as day. I take a step, no longer fearing. You know there's always another way through the gateway of this sentinel. Ranger of my soul, I know the path of love to healing. Through the shadows and the holes, spinning in the light, dancing in the flow of the river of unity and all there is to know. To love life is to embrace all of life. We walk by day and we learn through the night. And I feel the stirring of the truth. And I see the light shining through. I hold the silence of time. When my soul's on the line, I feel the stirring of the truth. And I see the light shining through. I hold the silence of time. Fate in suspended time.
Hello. So back in January, I woke up with an inspiration to create a practical music therapy intervention for everybody to just be able to calm their senses and to be well during these challenging times. Though it was a pretty ordinary day, we were soon informed of historical events starting at the nation's capital. So a little to say that kind of lit the fire of necessity for me to complete this work. And by the way, I'm happy to report this has nothing to do with politics. But for me, this year zeroed in on one focal point. It came with a vision statement. Uniting body, mind, and soul is the goal as we co-create a new path forward. Does that sound good to you? We're all part of the equation, co-creating the path and step by step reflecting and expanding it. So because of this unfolding lesson, I added another vital component to that statement. I added connectedness. We're all in this together has been our slogan for these times. So I found comfort in a year of chaos by creating a deeper connection within and around. So today I want to light up some steps along the path of co-creation that we can take together to bring that hope, peace, and deeper understanding into our lives. So the lesson title came first with confidence, but very mysterious, the Sifting Pillars. The word seemed odd, maybe from a different time period or culture. So being curious, I searched the web and I found that it was mine to do. I couldn't find any matches. So I entered the waters with an open mind. And little did I know that I was creating a structural framework that called for the integration of body, mind, and soul in connectedness. So one of the biggest personal challenges today is being aware of those moments that we're experiencing life through a distorted or skewed perspective. This is where the pillars come in. Many of our core religions have foundational pillars and beliefs. And in ancient times, a pillar might display a core principle or a symbol of a religion or a leader. While yes, they might give a presence of strength and grandeur, they also sit silently in their designated form, like a historical artifact. If a natural disaster came along, they may or may not hold up under the pressure. But as I did more research, I found a very important reference to pillars back in the time of Moses. And it made perfect sense for this teaching. Exodus 13:21 says, "And the Lord went before them by day in a pillar of cloud to lead the way, and by night in a pillar of fire to give them light." These pillars were guides, lighting each step of the path home to their promised land. So here we are, many years later, we've moved out of stone ages, we've traded those stone tablets for the electronic tablets, and now we're immersed into this new metaphysical age where the pillars of truth reside within us. That holy cloud and fire of divinity has residence inside of our core sifting pillar, which is our spirit. Our pillars are intelligent, interactive channels of source energy, and they stand like guardians, holding the frequencies of truth that uphold our very framework of life. Now, what about the sifting part of the pillars? Let's take a look at the definition of sifting. To examine something so thoroughly as to isolate that which is most important and useful. So when we get down to the basics of what is really true and worthy of honor, the inflamed parts of our stories are refined back to mere dust. Another definition of sifting says to put through a strainer to remove lumps or large particles. Now consider those knots of tension in your bodies, those energetic blocks and misaligned postures from our traumas and our distorted perceptions. So let's take note of our posture right now. And what does it say about our state of well-being? So we're going to tap into a core pillar of strength right now and find assurance in our posture. Then we can sift through these areas to restore our alignment and the natural flow of energy. Our pillars are no longer a one-size-fits-most stone tower. They're guideposts for conscious living that call us into order. They fine-tune us and even soothe us back to our center. Do you guys remember those salt particles that Janice Stanfield showed us a couple of weeks ago? With the presence of a sound wave, they vibrated right into shape. This one here reminded me of a web, so I wanted to share that one with us today as we talk about connectedness. You can think of your sifting pillar as your personal tone calling you home into your perfect form or frequency, like this tuning fork. When we're in alignment with our core truth in the pillars of our body, mind, soul, and our connectedness, we can't help but feel great, feel supported, and function at our highest levels. In music and sound therapy, we use the concept of entrainment that Randy mentioned last week. So just like a steady rhythm informs our bodies of the beat, and a dancer how and when to move their body, a patient with Parkinson's disease can use the rhythmic call as well to improve their walking gait. And you can say this with me. We're going to do it a couple of times with this beat. One step at a time, we create the aligned patterns in our lives. So you can do that along with me. I'll do it about 3 times. One step at a time, we create the aligned patterns in our lives. One step at a time, we create the aligned patterns in our lives. Last time. One step at a time, we create the aligned patterns in our lives. So we're going to remember that simple concept of entrainment of the mind and the rhythm. And if you think on these words as you're falling asleep or as you're waking up in the morning, you can access it through the subconscious mind of the theta state. As a music therapist, I can say without doubt that we respond beautifully to music, rhythm, and to felt emotion beyond words, as we all know. These are some of the tools that I want to use today to co-create our path forward. I'll post a couple of resources at the close of service, including my favorite sound healing meditation for those who are interested in exploring sound and music therapies for wellness. Now we're going to take a look at a beautiful painting that was created just for this service today. It's the concept of our 4 pillars in our body, mind, soul, and connectedness in our form. And in the alignment is with our core pillar. So much love and gratitude to Bradford Taylor for making this concept come to life for the visual learners like myself. And if we can go over to that painting, we'll see that the core pillar of light is like a DNA shape winding down from the heavens, entering through the chakra centers of the body and going down into the earth, well below our feet. Looking for the true north? Here it is, perfect alignment. It's our eternal zone of presence, as I call it, our spirit home. Next, I want you to notice the golden halo around the head, just like those saints of old who made an impact on the world. I call this area the impact zone of the mind. And then there's the intelligence zone of the body, the beautiful blue orb around the body there. It even has these energetic blue pillars of light, like our energetic shield that we can bring close or we can widen in our impact in the world. I call it the intelligence zone of the body. Lastly, the outer webs, I call the information zone of connectedness. It's based on the concept that there's a greater knowing and understanding out in the universe that we can tap right into. I brought this concept in as our fourth pillar because we have endless capacity to thrive when we participate and enjoy the collective of greatness around us. In this original design, each zone is vibrant and aligned, representing our divine blueprint. But this week, all of this came to life when I rediscovered something in our Unity of Lawrence Gardens. And there's going to be a picture here for those joining us around the world that can see this. Our beautiful pillar of oneness standing in our own gardens. I want you to imagine that with our own internal body pillars of body, mind, soul, and connectedness, each fitting inside of that pillar, of that core zone. It's all there, fitting together perfectly, but hold steady, because these four zones of our body, mind, soul, and connectedness, well, they've had to deal with some viruses. Some circuits have been misfiring, and our tablets, if you have kids, you know this, they've been dropped many times. So in simple technological terms, we're going to reboot and we're going to install our Sifting Pillars 1.0 into our information zone of connectedness today. We're going to add on this program for the distortions in the other zones on the later date, so please stay tuned. So when the information zone of connectedness is in a distorted form, it kind of regresses into what I call the ignorance zone. It's kind of like a dead zone where it's hard to get a signal from your intuition. It's an invisible backdrop, and it can feel like hopelessness or being lost or confused. And it even includes radiation from the technologies in the atmosphere, pools of charged energy like fear-based thoughts, even hate and racism, because these global traumas still remain lingering like cobwebs in the corners of our history. Whether or not you've been personally affected, these cobwebs are a reminder of the transformational work that we have before us, individually and collectively. Now, let me remind you, our innermost core pillar is still residing in us, despite the misaligned state of all the other zones. Not only that, it's alive, awake, and enthusiastic. The eternal zone of presence. It's our personal tabernacle and our source energy of life. We're going to experience this zone during our meditation today as we're co-creating the path forward. So be assured that each step you take towards personal growth increases your quality of life and that of those around you, and the collectives beyond your knowing more than you can imagine. So let's put on our safety glasses for the ignorance zone, and we're going to transform it back into the information zone of connectedness today through our Sifting Pillars. Are you ready? So there's a lot more than meets the eye when it comes to our fields of greater awareness. Within this zone, information is transferred and actually picked up by our bodies like antennas, all these technologies and vibrations in our atmosphere. We do live in a sea of thoughts, and we're constantly emitting and absorbing thoughts, feelings, energies, information, and frequencies. So we're going to pause a moment and see if we can check in some of our excess ignorance zone baggage. So first question, how often have you felt overwhelmed by highly charged emotions that seemed even greater than your own? Next, do you tend to have a numb or apathetic response to stressful situations from maybe family or friends or even the news? Lastly, do you feel the need to retreat or hide to recover your energy and feel normal again after interacting with others or being out in public spaces these days? If you can relate to any or all of these questions, consider if you might be feeling the excess weight and influence of the ignorance zone. Now be gentle with yourself, because ignorance is simply a state of not knowing. We can become aware that just as birds of a feather flock together, similar thoughts vibrate at similar frequencies, and they form into this collective web of thought and emotion in our atmosphere. Some of us are very aware of the energies felt around certain people or in different environments. Nature tends to provide us with a more neutral or less charged environment than, say, the busy towns. Our internal world and our external worlds are more of an interconnected web than we might have guessed. There's no doubt that we've become a highly informed society, but to find clarity on the path, we simplify our environments and we detach from the highly charged reactions of the world. And to do this is to be an internal peace generator. It's comforting to know that we do have the ability to be centered, to have, as Philippians 4:6 puts it, the peace that passes understanding, guarding our hearts and our minds. No matter the tone of information circling the world, no matter the tone of information circling our living rooms. It only takes a couple of moments of mindfulness to bring our awareness back into that relaxed state of reality. As we allow our sifting pillars to simplify our lives, the filters of love and compassion, they naturally guide us to being present in our lives. Not only this, but as we become intentional generators of peace, we can ground the effects of those chaotic energies around the world. We can make an impact anytime and any place. So while putting together this message, I felt the support of the information zone through a wealth of information and individuals and insights coming through, and just the way that each service lends to the next here at Unity is a beautiful process of our web. Now, we know from research and from ancient wisdom as well, that when groups of people come together in an intentional meditative state, we can co-create a new path forward. Some of you might remember Garland Landreth's study on reducing crime rates in Washington, D.C., simply through people holding a frequency of love in a group meditation. The transformational possibilities are endless when we join together. And more good news, there's many ways to clear the ignorance zone of the debris and stop contributing to it as well. And you might be surprised to know we've already taken an initial step today of detaching from the ignorance zone simply by creating awareness of it. So as creators in this world, we can use our minds to accomplish this work. So we're going to go through an active detachment process with the helpful visualizations from the Foundation for Humanity in Colorado. So we're going to envision one cord connecting you to that entire web of the ignorance zone. Imagine this cord is attached to you at a cellular level. So think of a single blood cell in your body and let your body recognize this one cell is going to be the representative for the whole of your body and being. So we're going to take our proverbial surgical scissors and we're going to carefully cut out that cord's entirety of that cell. And we're going to release it with a powerful exhale and see all of your cells working in health and in freedom and in a state of vitality again. You can create a health boundary like this anytime, especially if you're highly sensitive to those energies or notice your symptoms of excess baggage cropping up, like fear, worry, upset, clinging to you. We are all connected, but we have the choice to be part of the grounding crew or the victims of the ignorance zone. Even if that chaos is coming from your own circling thoughts or from loved ones close by, they're simply particles of energy calling for transformation. So unless it's a gift of inspiration, don't let the destination be you. Reassure your body, no need of fight or flight here, all is well. We're setting the tone of peace within as we talk to our bodies in that way. This really is paramount as our body is constantly on watch and will jump to conclusions about our safety in the blink of an eye. So the next time you see a breaking news headline with those flashy red lights, let it be your cue to put your focus back onto your body and practice breathing through your core pillar. To experience wellness, we have to get our stress responses back under control. And so we filter out the fear and we filter out the heaviness. We filter out what is not ours to do, what is not ours to judge. And then we have the capacity to generate our life force energy and to go on and engage fully in our life purpose. It may take some practice to be able to simply take note of our alarm bells, but each time we reduce the level of upset in our lives, we can celebrate that win, because together, one step at a time, we create the aligned patterns in our lives. One step at a time, we create the aligned patterns in our lives. I've saved one last powerful key for last so that we can practice it during meditation today. It begins with a story. So I recently got glasses for the first time, and I had the option of printing a word on the side panel. So I thought for a moment, and I chose a word that I thought would be a good conversation starter: perspective. But when I opened up the glasses, I was surprised to see that it was printed on the inside panel. Like it was just a reminder to self to check in, and it begs the question, which perspective lens are you looking through? Is it skewed? Is it past or present based? Is it distorted or is it clear? And then another question beyond that, whose perspective are you looking through? Your vision can make all of the difference in how you experience your life. I know that we get that, but in these times, perspective alone may not cover us in one of those infamous Sharknado cyberstorms that we might experience in these days. So don't worry, we're going to install the override key. How do we do this? The answer is in our vision statement. Connect body, mind, and soul is the goal. So if you take one step further down the rabbit hole with me, past perspective, we're going to find imagination. Now, imagination is much more than positive thinking. It has the capacity for embodiment. Embodiment is our key component in connecting and transforming the body, mind, and soul. Like the entrainment of rhythm and tone, it may surprise you to know that this is a key in unlocking our nervous system. As we're challenged to maintain our internal peace that passes understanding in the face of fear, we create our own medicine within. We can generate an emotive state and hold that tone or frequency. If we do that, we can experience those sensations of the physiology of love in our bodies, cued from our imagination. Physical and mental props can also guide us to focus. It could be a pet or a picture, a certain stone or piece of fabric, even a color or a song. Anything that brings a sense of calm to your senses will help set the tone in our bodies. With our pillar posture, strong and able, we cue the nervous system with our breath of love and gratitude while communicating all is well through that central core channel. We'll just engage it and enjoy that sensation of love, giving love, being loved, all of it expanding around you. Know that your neurons and the hormonal chemistry in your body is mirroring appreciation and love and gratitude right back to you. And again, it doesn't even stop there. Those waves continue on out into the information zone of connectedness for all to benefit and absorb. This is the gift of our unique calling tone. Now, as we prepare for our meditation, I want you to practice this embodiment and this sensation of love in our physiology. Perhaps it'll even lead to sensations of joy or peace as well. So we're going to start with some deep breathing. I like to breathe in and out through the nose as it helps to create nitric oxide in our system, which also helps filter everything in our atmosphere these days. So as we focus into our breathing, slowing down our thoughts, we're going to focus into the embodiment of the sensations that we feel of love. Let it flow through the holy waters running through your veins. Feel it revitalizing the holy land of your flesh and bones. Let it ease your breath of life in and out with the natural flow. And then let it gently fan the mitochondrial fires of your joyful energy churning deep inside. And from that embodied state, just listen.
I away, away from this scene into the unseen. Ride the tide of least resistance and rise on silent wings. Come, just listen. Come, just listen. This path leads us to the garden that'll lift you from yourself. You breathe into this quiet home, you know there's nothing else. Come, just listen. Come, just listen. Come, come, it really is like this. Come, come, let the music be your bliss. Come, come, it really is like this. Come, come, let the wind kiss your lips. This path leads down to the river to refresh your weary soul. Wander in and cool your thoughts, just be present to the whole. Come, come, feel the holy waters. Come, come, you can dive right in. Come, come, behold the sacred waters. Come, come, you can heal yourself. And if every way before you is closed, a secret path will open unto you. And if every wall is closing in around you, there's only one thing left to do. Come, just listen. Come, just listen. Why don't you come? Just listen. This path leads us to the sky bridge connecting all our zones. And when it's time, you will remember how to get back home. And we'll come. Just listen. We will come. Just listen. Yes, we will come. Just listen.
So as we come back, another couple of deep breaths together. I want you to come back to that core pillar, and you can envision that oneness pillar at our Unity of Lawrence Gardens if you'd like, or you can envision your own within your own body and soul. I hope you enjoyed this adventure today, found some helpful souvenirs, and left some of that excess baggage behind. So be at peace with those other zones. Whenever it feels out of sorts, just bring your awareness from that core pillar within. Breathe through that channel and practice. Practice generating those deeply felt emotions. Practice our pillar posture, and practice remembering our perspective and our imagination are the keys to our connectedness, that we do have an impact to make greater than our own. I want to close with this verse from 2 Timothy 1:17. As a reminder, for God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. So be not afraid as we venture out on this path of co-creation this week. Maybe you'll even tune into some original frequencies of creation like joy. So remember, lastly, one step at a time, we'll create the aligned patterns in our lives. One step at a time, we'll create the aligned patterns in our lives. One step at a time, we'll create the aligned patterns in our lives. I'd like to close with one last song for you. Thank you so much.
This last song is called the Soul Thread Legion. It's my ensemble name. But it doesn't matter if I'm singing solo, because it's the essence of our connection. As the heavens gleam in glory, a soul thread enters the atmosphere, embarking on itself a journey, a voyage of love, not fear, unwinding to its destination, a seed of new creation, a crown vessel of glory. Thus begins its story of never-ending worth. The soul thread has taken roots upon the earth. The world is hanging by a legion of strings, our soul connection to heaven, a myriad of woven bliss, in colors we can only imagine. The solar winds traverse the strings, sounding music in heavenly chorus, holding the power to restore us, embracing the earth like wings, embracing the earth like wings. We all have one connection, a soul, a voice, and a reason. A common thread unites us all. So let's hold on in stormy seasons. The world is hanging by our strengths, in desperate need of love. So harmony and gratitude flow from our hands. And I hear the hum of a soul thread legion echoing through the lands. I feel the pulse of a soul thread legion, with restoration in our hands, embracing the earth like wings, embracing the earth like wings, embracing the earth like wings, embracing the earth like wings.
Wow. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Holly. One step at a time, we create the aligned patterns in our life. Is that right? Right. Thank you, thank you. Whew, that was wonderful, Holly. Thank you so much. And now is time of thanks and offering. I invite you to join me as we hold our gifts to this community in our hands and love in our hearts. Let's affirm together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. Please go online to give via PayPal or write a check and mail it to support the Unity of Lawrence ministry. Thank you. Now let's join Kelly in singing I Am Free, I Am Unlimited by Will Hale.
I am free, I am unlimited. There are no chains that bind me. I am free, I am unlimited. Right now, right now. I am free, I am unlimited. There are no chains that bind me. I am free, I am unlimited. Right now. no chains that bind you. You are free, you are unlimited right now, right now. Oh, you are free, you are unlimited. There are no chains that bind you. You are free, you are unlimited right now, right now. We are free, we are unlimited. There are no chains that bind us. We are free, we are unlimited right now, right now. Oh, we are free, we are unlimited. There are no chains that bind us. We are free, we are unlimited right now, right now.
What an uplifting service. I feel empowered and inspired by Holly's wonderful talk and by the music from Holly and Kelly. This is just a blessing. We are so blessed to have such great teachers, musicians, and just livers of life in our community. And I am grateful, and I feel that we all are grateful, and we all experience being spiritually fed by community. And for this, we're truly grateful. Amen.
And now, do we have more special music from Holly, or are we? Nope. Okay. Well, then it's time for announcements. Okay, the Social Justice Book Club's next meeting is this Thursday, May 6th at 4:30 p.m. on Zoom. More information can be found on our website, www.unityoflawrence.org. Please mark your calendars for our second Sunday gathering next Sunday, May 9th. Bring a long chair and be prepared for conversation and laughter. Masks will be optional outside. We gather at 1 p.m. in the parking lot, as long as the temperature is 50 degrees or above and it isn't raining. Everyone is invited, old members and new friends included. Make plans to join us. Our last one was wonderful. We had a wonderful time. I hope that you all can join us. Join us next week for our own Amy Tankersley brings us the message, Mutual Mothering, Envisioning Unity in Community, and special music with Cecilia St. King. And now let us bless our youth and each other by rubbing our hands together. Please say with me, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the divinity in you. Now let's sing the peace song with Holly and Bradford.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
And now let's pray the prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Thank you all so very much. We invite our speaker and others to stay online for a few minutes to have a lovely visit via Zoom. So please join us. Thank you, thank you, thank you.